Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hey guys, welcome to Conversation from the Bowl. So I know y'all like she not at the bowl, she not in the salon, and yes, I am here in Jamaica, and I thought that this would be like the perfect environment to shoot this next episode of Conversation from the Bowl. This episode is about manifestations, my spiritual journey, and basically like how I did all of this. So let's start with me being in Jamaica. So, one thing I learned about myself was that in what I'm creating, it's a lot of like foundational things. So, I learned over time that I could do a straight 90-day burn, but by day 91, I need to disconnect. I need to do something completely different from what I've been doing. And this is something I learned, let's say, like after COVID, that I needed this time to not do any of those things and just, I had to learn to be still, to not be producing all the time because rest is also productive and rest is also needed. So I had to learn to be able to rest. So every, like I said, 90 days, I try to disconnect. There has been times, of course, where I couldn't go away or I couldn't disconnect and I kind of had to keep going. But, at the minimum, at least twice a year, I need to just like not do any of the things that I usually do and just be. So that's something I've been doing for myself, or me coming to Jamaica is another series of events happening that allowed me to come here. So, manifestations. A lot of times, at least on my timeline, over the years, I've seen a lot of people start talking about spiritual, advising, guidance, education, universal law principles, things of that nature. And one of the things that I've always heard people talk about is manifestations. Through my journey, I've understood the power of manifesting. And it really started for me. This is when I was still in college. So, whenever I was in college, I can't remember the year right now, but I was working at a group home. And I remember, y'all remember the book or the audio book or movie, The Secret. And I remember at that time, everybody was talking about it. And this one afternoon, I just turned it on while I was cooking dinner for the residents. And I'm just like, okay, when are they going to drop the secret? When are they going to drop the secret? And I realized, like, so I just have to think it. So I just have to feel it. So I just have to have faith in it and it'll come together. Okay. I didn't really do much with it after that. It was just like, maybe I wasn't ready for it at that time. But that, now that I think back on it, that was my first like inclination into how to manifest, but I just wasn't aware at that time. So then now, fast forward to about 2017, and I have the idea to open up a storefront location. I then also, a butterfly just came. That's super cool. Thank you. Okay, I'll continue. That was amazing. I was like, come in front of the camera. Okay, I'm rambling. I lost my train of thought. I had bought a notebook that I wrote, I labeled as my business book. I had to have had this book now for a long time. Like at least 2013 is when I got it because that was like the beginning of my journey. And I remember when I got the idea, I got the notebook and I sketched out what I wanted the salon space to look like, where the chairs were, where the shampoo bowls, reception area, everything. I laid it out in this notebook. And then I started looking for spaces. I was looking for the space. I found a space, leased the space, started renovating the space, forgot about my business book. Then I found my business book after I had already opened the space and turned to the page. And I was like, oh, snap. I drew this. Like what I currently have, I drew it on the paper in the notebook. So now as I'm like sharing this with you guys, I realized like that was the first time I manifested something. I had the idea and the thought, because we have to realize that everything starts as a thought. From the highways to cars to phones to shoes, everything started with someone receiving a download, right? They received this thought because they were aligned to catch that frequency, and they had the thought. Then, after receiving the thought, I had faith in it, right? I believed that I was going to open up a salon and it was going to be dope, and all of the imaginary things were going to happen because I had faith in it. I faith in myself, and we were going to do it. And then I just went to work doing the work, right? So I don't think at that time I had the full awareness of connecting a feeling to it, which I'll get into. Yeah, I don't think I had that thought at that point in time. So I opened the first space, it goes the way it goes. The fire happened. Then I'm now in West Orange, and I'm seeing clients and things are going good. And as I was telling people I was going to open a space in Emerald Park, I did the same thing. Well, this time was a little bit different because I actually had to like do architectural drawings. So the drawings were done for the architect to do the layout so that the contractors could do what they needed to do. So that was the only, like, I think that was the only drawing out I ever did to give the architect the sketch. But I knew that I had intentions for the space. I wanted the space to feel like you were going to your bougie homegirl's house to hang out, and you just left with your hair done, right? The girlfriend who you can go to, or aunt or whomever, you can go to their house, but it's like, don't touch nothing, don't break nothing. But you can have a good time, you can have some wine, you can have some laughter and food, and you're gonna leave full, right? That was the energy, that was the intention that I put into the Emerald Park location. And then certain things that I was also intentional on, certain aspects like burning incense. I wanted the salon to touch on all of your senses. So, what you smell, what you hear, the energy you feel, I wanted all of that to be ignited in that space. So, fast forward to, being in the space for like a couple years and just hearing the feedback from the people that, again, that intention connected with. They're like, oh my God, I love how the salon smells, or the salon smells like my house or my room. I feel so relaxed here. The energy is good here. The music speaks to me. The playlist is fire. So all of those things that I was intentional on, those that aligned, it was in alignment with them as well. And that's also part of manifesting, is that you have to set your intention with it. And even down to the type of clients that I wanted to work with. So I started realizing something about me, and that is, when people come into my energy, they share a lot, um, personally, right? So I was just like, man, that is so interesting. Like, people are just always, conversing with me about different things, or we're going back and forth, reasoning with one another. And I was very intentional with the type of clients that I wanted to attract into the Emerald Park space. And I would speak that over the salon. Once a month, I would do some energy clearing, setting new intentions for the month, for the type of people I wanted to attract, to the type of stylist I wanted to attract, to the goals that I wanted us to meet for that month. So all of that was done very intentionally. So when I see the type of clientele changing, and not just changing but aligning into the frequency that I was giving out, I was like, okay, I might be onto something here. Like, I can manifest. And then, even down to the Willenboro location, I was very specific about what I wanted the next salon to have. Like, there were four key elements. I think it was four key elements the salon had to have. We had to have windows, we had to have parking, I wanted it already to be an existing salon, and I wanted to be near a Starbucks. So again, when all four of those things that I asked for, right, I spoke it, I believed it, I had faith in it, and I let it go. I didn't worry about it. I didn't try to control it to say it had to be like I had to make things fit. This location literally fit all the boxes. And for me, that was my confirmation to move with this space. So over the years, throughout the salon stuff, for me personally, I started to look at things a little bit differently, energetically, spiritually, the energies, God, everything. And what started to resonate with me is the oneness and interconnectedness of everything and everyone. And that's when I started diving into plant medicine. And that journey just revealed so much to me, as far as who I am, what my abilities are, tapping in with ancestors and understanding the guidance that's around me. Um, like last November for my birthday, I went to Ecuador for an ayahuasca ceremony, which was transformational. We can get into that on another video. But I also started diving into my astrology and my human design, learning that I'm a manifested generator, which all of those things made so much sense. And now that at this journey, at this junction, I now understand that I'm a master manifester. So I use that understanding to align and attract and magnetize everything into my orbit, into my cipher. So once I learned all of that, knowing the effect of Elmwood Park and the people I started attracting, it just all started making sense and started clicking for me. So when I said that I manifested you, especially if you're a client, I manifested you. Especially like the clients, y'all know we be here with each other. Those clients are like kinfolk, like sistren, like we've been through similar life paths, and those are in a more deeper alignment. But even when you talk about alignment, right? When you are in the energy and you're radiating abundance and gratefulness and gratitude, I started to see how everything started aligning for my greater good. So, just real quick, when we got to Willenboro, just introducing myself to the clients, conversing with some, shampooing some hair, having conversations, I see the alignment of the clients even quicker now, right? Before it took a while because I was still working through my abilities and my understanding of what I could do. But now that I'm here and I'm moving in that alignment, everything is like magnetizing and attracting. And it's just like super awesome. So, whatever it is that you want to manifest, you want to call forth into your life, you have already received the thought and you have to connect with the feeling. So, the feeling is I had the feeling already of owning my second salon before I owned my second salon, right? I called that feeling into me. I sat with, okay, Dinah, when you get your second salon, how is that going to feel? To sign the lease, to open the door, to stage the place, to have the grand opening. I already had all of those feelings and I sat in it and I sat with the gratitude of having it. Then I had faith that what was downloaded into me was going to happen. Blind faith, faith of a mustard seed, you just have faith in it. And when you have faith, you can't worry about it, right? So you have to believe and then you release it and you let it go. Very much easier said than done. But one of the things that I've learned through my own journey of learning to release things, because sometimes when you're in a lack or you're in a self doubt or you're in fear mode, you'll go back in with those thoughts and you end up neutralizing the energy. Oh my God, there's my flashcard. Where was it? Thank you. They brought it back to me. You end up neutralizing the energy because you're excited with the thought, you're excited of daydreaming about everything happening, and then reality sets in and you're like, I can't do this. How am I going to make this happen? I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I have bad credit, right? All the things. And when you let that thought, those negative thoughts come in and sit, it neutralizes some of that positive charge because you're increasing the negative energy. So you never want to neutralize your thoughts and your energy. You want them at full throttle. So for me, I had to learn to release it. When the negative thoughts came in, I sat with it. Why do I feel like nobody's going to come to the salon? That's not really how I feel. So I am going to release that negative thought because everybody's going to freaking love the salon experience when they come to it. So, and those are things I had to train my mind. And I've noticed that those voices are so much quieter. Every now and again, it'll peek through, and I've learned to sit with it, understand where it's coming from, a yellow butterfly, understand where it's coming from, process it, and then let it go. So once you have the faith that this is going to happen, you let it go and you do the work, right? You don't ask, when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? You just stay in your lane and do what it is that you need to do to manifest and bring forth whatever it is that you desire. So that's basically what I did. That's how I manifested Elmwood Park Salon, the clients, the Willenboro Salon, the apprenticeship program, all of those things. So when I spoke about, I already had those feelings of owning a second salon before I had a second salon. So when it actually happened, right, I had already went through those feelings. So then for me, it was automatic gratitude because what I asked for was given to me, right? So you always have to lead with gratitude. Since opening the second salon, when I go back to Elmwood Park, the clients like, how are things going? They're like, D, how are you managing this? And I straight up tell them, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't concern myself with that. I just do what I'm supposed to, which is show up, provide amazing service, provide enlightening information to help people fall back in love with their hair, and do the work day in, day out, day in, day out. Everything else will fall into place. I know that to be true because I've experienced it time and time again. So it's a lot easier for me to just not worry about the how, the when. I just know it's going to happen and I walk with that. So when it happens, you got to have the gratitude, right? We all have the ability to manifest whatever you want. You don't like the situation that you're in, what are you going to do about it? What is the life that you want to create for yourself? What are the experiences that you want to have for yourself? Start doing it. You know, it's not a perfect time, it's not a recipe, it's not a formula, but whatever it is, it's an even greater bonus if it if what you're manifesting is in alignment with your purpose. That's a big one, right? Because I didn't get into hair because I knew I was going to make a whole bunch of money. I could have stayed a nurse and made a whole bunch of money like I did. But for me, doing hair, working with stylists, enlightening, educating, all of that was already within me and what I'm here to do. That's part of my purpose. So if you can identify what your purpose is and make sure that what you're trying to manifest is in alignment to your purpose and your greater good, things are going to happen like so fast, so fast. So this is great, guys.
2 weeks later.
All right. So I know I started the episode in Jamaica, and obviously I'm back here at the bowl. So what had happened was I didn't have enough storage space. So I couldn't finish recording. I had to like delete a whole bunch of things. But anyway, nonetheless, I'm really excited to share this episode with you guys because only those that are like intimately close to me have, we've had these type of conversations. So to share this with everyone is like really exciting for me. So overall, anyone can be a manifester. It's not woo woo. It's not um, anything that is beyond you. You already have the power inside. It's just a matter of becoming aware of it and then working towards unlocking those powers and abilities that you guys have. So I'm so excited to hear your feedback. You can leave us comments, we'll respond. You can also shoot us an email. And we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Conversations from the Bowl.